Hello everyone! This is the first time I'm posting a video that isn't music, but I just wanted to give you all an update on the things I'm currently working on. I didn't really like how this channel was kinda left to gather dust for most of 2022 and 23. I'd like to maintain a more active presence when it comes to my music, and I've realised that whenever I do talk about what I'm doing, it's usually hidden away in things like video descriptions and replies to comments, you know. Places not everyone will look, so I felt like I should maybe start doing this properly for a change, especially since a lot of people have just found my channel in the last few months. I don't want to just disappear indefinitely again. Now I'm not used to talking into a microphone in the slightest, so sorry if this video isn't the best. But let me know if you think I should do more of these every once in a while. First things first, allow me to thank all of you once again so much for such a warm reception of Eviternity II, the music I wrote for it, and even my maps. You know, I really still can't believe how well map 32 went down with people. Thank you for all the views and for all the kind comments. I really wasn't prepared for such a big response. A number of people have asked if the soundtrack will be released on Bandcamp and streaming services. Annoyingly, this process is more complicated than you might think when multiple composers are involved, as is the case with Eviternity II's soundtrack. Now I can't speak for the other composers, but here's what I'm doing. All of my Eviternity II midis are getting non-MIDI versions like I've done with my midis in the past, and these, along with the map 30 track, will be released as an album accompanied by another batch of videos for each one showing the instruments. I actually started working on this before Eviternity II was released, but I put it on hold so I could focus on actually writing the music in the first place, but now it's my main focus. It's coming along quite nicely so far, but I'm approaching this in such a way that recording the instruments like guitar and bass will be one of the last things I do, so that I give myself plenty of time to practice each part and really put in the best performances I can. For that reason, there's not really much I can present to you at this point, but there is one track where I've already recorded some of the instruments, so allow me to give you a little snippet of this work in progress recording of The Sandwalker from map 10. I'm very excited to eventually release this album, and I hope some of you are too. At this stage, it's hard to say when I'll be done with this, but I'd really like to have it out this year. In the meantime, I highly recommend checking out D-Legit's cover of Velocity. It's absolutely incredible, and I'm honoured to have such a good cover of my music being made. I also played the piano solo near the end of the track on this cover. Link to that will be in the description. At some point, there will also be a few more midis from various Doom projects that I've worked on but haven't been released yet. The largest of these will be my 4 midis for Plutonia 3. These tracks were written between 2019 and 2022 and are all very different from each other. Of course, I can't say when this or any of the other projects will be released. As well as this, I've really been wanting to make my own set of maps continuing the visual theme of Charge from Eviternity II, which would have its own soundtrack, probably going further in the down-tempo jazz style I started playing around with in Downpour. It's fair to say that the reception of Charge gave me more motivation and confidence to do this, but right now I'm just sorely lacking in time to actually do it, so this is by far the most tentative thing I'm talking about in this video. This is still mostly on hold, but there's also another album which has been in its early stages for about 2.5 years, but now I feel I'm ready to push forward with it. You may have seen me occasionally refer to this in the past as Voyager 2, because it's meant as a bit of a successor to my Voyager EP from 2021, but it could still turn out in a different direction. Ultimately, if you enjoyed my power metal tracks like Velocity and Stardust, this album will have a lot of that. Right now there's like 5 tracks that I started writing ages ago and I still haven't finished, so again there's not really much I can show you here. But here's a short clip I posted on Twitter ages ago when I was starting to sketch out the first track. I would absolutely love to have both this and the Eviternity II album released in 2024, but that's probably getting a bit overambitious. So maybe this album will be for next year. As with the Voyager EP, there will be MIDI versions of all tracks from this album released after the album comes out. And lastly for now, Stellar Valkyrie, a first-person shooter running on GZ Doom. It's about a bounty hunter who is a bird and also it's in space. I'm writing the full soundtrack for this one, which is mainly synthwave inspired, and after a lengthy hiatus, this project is starting to come back to life. Thanks for listening to me ramble and for your continued support. It was a bit uncertain in the last few years if I would actually continue doing music, but in those last few months before Eviternity II released, the passion finally came back, and now I'm excited for the future. I hope you liked what you heard throughout this video and that you enjoy all this new material when it releases. Until then, see you later and thanks for watching.